Hi guys, how you doing? JTest ASMR, and today I'm gonna try and start people off on Pokemon Go. I had a request from this. This is a requested video by I think it was Good Hand Poker. They requested it quite a while ago actually. So I thought, well, I'll um, I'll try and help out where I can. But this will be very basics. Um, So basically, obviously the objective is to catch Pokemon. We all know that. Hence why the slogan was "Got to catch 'em all." Um, that is technically true. However, a bit more complicated than that. Right, if I show you, don't worry about the balloon in the air with the R. I'll explain that later. On top of catching Pokemon, there are a lot more things to do. Right, so basically you click on a Pokemon. This is Sil. And here you have Pokeballs. Now these are basic Pokeballs, but you do get a range. You get Pokeballs, Great Balls, and Ultra Balls. Now I've got a Master Ball, but don't worry about the Master Balls at the moment. Now depending on how strong the Pokemon is, you have to decide how strong it is, and you manage to do that by when you select a ball. Now look, I selected a Great Ball, and if you was to go like that, you see the little circle going around it. Now when it's green, it means the Pokemon's weak. So we could actually change to a Pokeball, but see that Pokemon is still weak because I've got a Pokeball and it's still green. Now if the circle's red, it means they're very strong. Now what we could do for that is grab an Ultra Ball. Then we have berries. Now here we have raspberries. Now they increase your chance, I think it's by 1.5. Now you have to feed these sometimes. So that's 1.5. If you select the banana berry, where the Pokemon jump around and stuff, feed it a banana berry and it will keep it. Sorry about that, guys. So basically this will slow it down and stop it from jumping around as much. And the pineapple will give you more candy. Now, as you catch more Pokemon, you'll gain candy. This gives you extra candy. These are the basic fruits and stuff. You get a golden Raz. Now, a golden Raz is really for raid bosses and things like that. And a silver pineapple will give you more candy than what the pineapple will. So anyway, so let's just feed it a pineapple. Now you see what's happened. Now I've fed that pineapple. Now I'm going to get extra candy for that. But what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and I'm going to try and catch it from behind, from here. Now this probably will not work. Actually, it did work. Right, so you see what? Now I've caught that. Now I've caught that Pokemon. And see what I mean? It gives you Stardust, gives you candy, gives you the experience, and gives you a total at the end at the bottom. Now that is all XP, and everyone needs XP to level up. And then it gives you basically the statistics about the Pokemon itself. That's a CP level. That's the name, obviously. It tells you how much it is to power up and how much it is to evolve it. Now, as you can see, then you go back to the map. Now, there's your character down there. Sorry, down here. And this is your buddy right next to you. Now, you feed your buddy, and there's levels like good, great, ultra, best. And the more hearts you get through feeding with your buddy, playing with your buddy, battling with your buddy, you level up. And as you level up with him, he does more things, like he helps you catch Pokemon. Let's say if you chuck a Pokeball at a Pokemon and they kind of reject it, your buddy can kind of punch it back so it goes back to them. So it's you need to have a buddy. Now these other things, now you'll probably notice this blue thing right about there. Now these are called Pokestops. Now what these do are, they are really, really good, because what they do is they can give you candy, Pokeballs, potions, stickers that you can use to send to people, and so forth. Now let's just see what this one does. Now I haven't spun this deliberately. We're going to spin it. Now you see what it's done. It's given me Pokeballs, pineapple, banana berry, and a Raz, I think, was in there. Yeah, so I got Raz, grape, banana berry, pineapple, all the good stuff. Now you can only spin these once. Then you have to wait, I think it's like 5-6 minutes. Then when it turns blue again, you can spin it again. So Pokestops are really, really important. Now let me just show you about this. Now, obviously, the shop is where you can buy things with real money to get features on the games. But if I can just take you to the items briefly. Now these are potions. Okay. Now this is a basic normal potion, which I don't like. So I'm going to delete them straight away. Now, a max revive is obviously, it revives all your Pokemon, but that's not the finishing touches. Once you've revived them, you've then got to give them Hyper Potion to max them up so that they are healthy again and you can use them again. Revive is just a weaker version. The max potion is there. I don't tend to use it too much because I've only got a few, as you can see. A hyper potion should be more than enough. These potions are important when it comes to reviving your Pokemon, especially when they've been taken out. Guys, sorry, I had to pause the video because you got noisy people trying to make noise. So anyway, back to what I was saying. So these potions are really, really important. Now, there's the Pokeballs. Now, the Master Ball is something that you earn later on, so don't worry about that. But you see the Pokeballs, and it tells you how many Pokeballs you've got, how many Great Balls, how many Ultra Balls. There's the berries, which I told you about. Now these are the gifts. Let me turn the brightness up on here. Right, you got the scrapbook there, which I don't really mess around with. Gifts, which is what you can give to people, and stickers. Now, when you send gifts to people, you can add a sticker. It doesn't always matter too much. But I mean, some people like to send stickers. Some people really don't bother. But there are some tasks where you have to. It's just part of the game. Part of a you know a what they call it, a task. Now these are some of the trainer boosts. Now you've got a daily adventure incense and an incense. Now incense, if you add one of them and you're near a Pokestop, more Pokemon will come along. Obviously, then you try to catch them. So an incense, which I've got 21 of them, are more Pokemon come along, the more you catch. Obviously, the more experience, all the good stuff. The star pieces. Now, star pieces and lucky eggs are things that you can, well, you can either go into a party with your friends, or you can use them for yourself. But the problem with that is, sorry guys, the problem with using eggs and star pieces, it's not a big problem, but what it is you have to share it. So if you go into a party, then use your eggs and stuff, you have to share them with your party members, which is good for them. It's good for you, but you get a little bit less. But basically, the eggs, the star piece and the eggs are good. What the eggs do is they double the XP for like a short period of time. I'd say about I think it's only like 30 minutes. So use it wisely. Don't just use it nilly-willy. Use it whenever you're near, like in a party or you're near Pokestops and you're going to be out for a long time. Not like sort of 5 minutes. Use it when you're, like say, Pokemon events like that last 3 hours or something. You've got, like say, 4 lucky eggs. Use them. Now the star piece is something gives you extra stardust every 30 minutes. I think it's 30 minutes. But that will last even if the trainer's offline, I think, if I'm right in saying that. It's quite an important thing, really, to have when you're looking to level up or something like that. My phone has crashed conveniently. So star pieces, lucky eggs, are not to be used just how you want to use them. They should only be used during, say, Spotlight Hour, which is Tuesday. Raid hours are Wednesdays, and weekends. There are, not every single weekend, but there are Pokemon events and at weekends. So they are the times to use them. Now, Spotlight Hour is when they focus on a specific Pokemon, and they're around everywhere for an hour. You have to catch as many as you can. Raid Hour is when well, what we do is we meet up with a Pokemon group, and we do raid battles together. And raid battles are Pokemon that appear, the bigger Pokemon, where it needs a lot of players to take it down. So I will get to that in a second. So we're clear on the lucky eggs and the star piece. These are your candy, how much rare candy you have, and that's extra large candy. Don't worry about the mysterious component or anything like that. Right, now these are raid passes. Now you need raid passes to go into battle. Now a premium pass is when you're actually there and you can do the battle. A remote raid is you don't have to be there and you can still do a raid. These are basically like incenses. They're called laws, and what they do, you put them on a Pokestop. It attracts more Pokemon. And then you've got evolution items, but don't worry about that yet. I was talking to you about a raid battle. These are what raid. Now these are called gyms. They're lobbies. Now, this is a blue one. Now I'm Team Blue. You can have Team Blue, Team Red, or Team Yellow. I'm not going to bore you with the names, but these are basically, you get them like that, or red, or yellow, and that means that there's not a boss there at the moment. But that one Pokemon by itself is defending a gym, which, to be quite frank, that's a Meditite, it's called, and there's someone who is a level 47 there, who is a higher level than me, but he's obviously not 100% dedicated to it, because that's quite a weak Pokemon. It's got weak CP, and by itself it's not going to last very long. But a blue cannot battle a blue. I mean, I could go there now and add a Pokemon to make the gym stronger, but no. But what will happen sometimes is an egg will go there, and eventually it will hatch. And when it hatches, a big Pokemon boss will come out. And depending on the CP, you can either do it between one player up to 20, and there's 20 in a lobby. Now, if you have 20 friends, you can go and do that. But it depends really on the CP, what sort of what CP it is. There's just some Pokemon you cannot do by yourself because the CP is too strong. So when that happens, you have to try and invite people, because you can invite them. Sometimes you can invite people. Sometimes they turn up, sometimes they don't. Oh my god, this phone is so awful at times, because it's an old phone and it has real hard like trouble keeping up with Pokemon sometimes. So yeah, so basically that was that. I was going to show you a rocket, but my phone decided to conveniently crash again. It's not very good at handling Pokemon. That's why I use this tablet to play Pokemon. Carol puts her hotspot on, and then I can use it. When it decides to load up, hopefully there'll be a rocket back out there. Remember I told you that that big balloon with an R on it? That is a rocket, and I'll explain if it's still out there. It might not be out there. It might have gone off for its lunch. And basically there's a thing called grunts, and you have to defeat the grunts. And then when you defeat 5 grunts, you go into one of the leaders, like higher leaders of rocket. But the rocket seems to have gone. I remember seeing a balloon that said R. Yeah, so they're grunts. There's a male and a female. When you defeat them 5 times, is it 5 or 6? Something like that. I think it might be 6 actually. Then you'll get a leader. So you either get Arlo, Saria, or Cliff. And they are stronger. So you will need stronger Pokemon, and you will need to have a basic knowledge how to do a rocket. See what I mean? Look, there's my Pokestop's gone blue again, so I can spin that again now. Oh god, you can't see it in this light. So that's given me 2 Pokeballs and a pineapple. Basic. Yeah, and these things called power spots, and the power spots, they are like that. And this is a Krabby, and you can choose to remotely battle it, or if you walk closer to the place where it is, I can battle it through max particles. So back to there. So if you want to find out what Pokemon you got, oh my god, I'm going to turn this screen down. Oh my god, I'm going to turn the screen down a little bit because it's very, very dark, but then we're doing it too dark. Right, so that tells you about your Pokemon. If you want to see what you've recently caught, if you want to see how strong they are, combat powers there. You can put it into a favourite group if you so wish. Battle is where you... Oh my god, this phone angle. The battles are where you can battle people around the world to do battle and get loads of rewards and stuff like that. You got a thing called your Pokédex, and this tells you where all the locations where the Pokemon come from, and if you have caught them or you haven't caught them, whatever the case may be. And like I said, the shop. Now there's an online shop you can go to. But you can buy boxes that are full of all goodies, or you can buy max particles. You can also buy your premium and your remote raid passes from now. There's also a thing called eggs. Now egg incubators, what they do are you have to walk with them or do specific tasks for them, and you have to walk a certain distance. When you've walked a certain distance, they will hatch and a Pokemon will come out. And depending on how good the egg is, will depend on how good your Pokemon is. A Poffin is there, and a Poffin will keep your Pokemon. You know, I said you got to feed your Pokemon. A Pokemon will stay for longer, and you'll get extra hearts that you can earn. That there's an incense. There's lucky eggs. There's star pieces there. There's your potions. There's your laws. And you got an item bag, which means you can increase the items that you carry. There's Pokemon storage, which means you can carry more Pokemon, because your storage, there is storage where you can get full up, and you can buy coins and stuff like that. Now, I just really wanted to show you a raid. Right, look, this is Mega Garagos. Now, he is a raid boss. You see him? Now, I could remote raid that and do that, but the CP is too strong. I wouldn't be able to do that by myself. I would need friends to invite that, to make it worth my while. But that is what they look like when it hatches. Not saying that Mega Garagos are going to come out. It could be a matter of different ones. Now that is Murkrow. Now that is only 4,700. Now again, I could remote raid that. Now I would be more likely to succeed with that sort of CP because it's a weaker Pokemon. Now I could probably quite easily do that. Now that's what they look like sometimes. Now that's got 36 minutes before it hatches. Now that is the egg. When that hatches, you don't know what it is until it comes out. But that is what's going to happen. And there's loads and loads of them. Now, I'm not going to go through these too much, but on the special event, you'll get events, today, and special. And you need to click on these, which will give you tasks to do. Now, some of these tasks you have to do within a certain amount of time. The events, so this one, are timed. Special and today are not timed. It's like this event ends in 10 days and 21 minutes. Other things, 11 hours, 19 minutes, 2 days, 4 hours. That's events. Today's are not timed, and specials are not timed. As you can see, they are events that are not timed. And look, guys, I've been invited to a battle. Now, I've just this second, honestly, this is not our thing. I've been invited to that battle right there. 5 Ways post box, wherever that is. Someone who goes to my Pokemon raid days on Wednesday has just invited me this second to a raid, which I'm not going to do because I'm doing this video. But yeah, so people, that's what I said about inviting people. People can just invite you, like I've just been invited. And you do raids together, but you do need remote raid passes for that. You do, because otherwise it will not work. If you try to do that, it will say you're out of remote raids, and then it will take you to the shop so you can try and purchase some if you so wish. Yeah, so that is basically the basics of Pokemon. I told you about the Pokemon, how to catch them, the Pokestops, the gyms, the lucky eggs. If you do need any more help with the basics of Pokemon, drop me down in the comments down below, and I will see what I can do, and I will try and assist you further. This was only meant to be the basics anyway, but like I said, this was a request from Good Hand Poker. I hope you're watching. I'm sorry it was such a long time coming. Situations must. So as you can see, I've got Pokemon out there who are waiting to be caught, but I won't be catching them at the moment, and my Pokestop is still active, as you can see. But yeah, so I won't be catching them at the moment. So anyway, guys, yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you are a Pokemon or you're hoping to get into Pokemon, it is a really enjoyable game to play. The majority of it you have to do outside walking about, so it's a really good game to socialize with people, get to know people, get out and get more exercise, especially if you don't work or whatever. It's really good. You can go anywhere and catch Pokemon because Pokemon are everywhere, any country, anywhere, apart from one or two. I think they've banned Pokemon in 1 or 2 countries, but virtually anywhere in the world you can go and there will be Pokemon. And like I said, you don't even have to do raid battles. You can just go out all day spinning Pokestops and catching Pokemon. But you do need to catch Pokemon to level up. Doing raid battles and stuff will increase your XP tremendously. Remember to use your lucky eggs. Remember to use your Stardust. Remember to use incense if there's no Pokemon hanging around, because they will come along. There is a thing called special Wrens, but I won't get into that today. So make sure you use your incenses. Make sure you use your lures on Pokestops. That is the way forward. Okay, guys, if I've missed anything or you do need any more info, drop me in the comments down below. If you could subscribe to my channel, that would be great. If you could join, that would be even better. If you give me a thumbs up and comment and share with your friends and family, that would be great. Alright, guys, I'll be back with another video a little bit later. So watch out for that. I'm not sure what the next video is going to be yet, but I will let you know in due course. Okay, guys, love you all. Take care of yourselves. Ciao for now.